Hello there and welcome back. Today we've got Hercules versus Superman. So last fight I did Hercules versus Black Adam. Now it's Hercules versus Superman. I think that's a good way of comparing, two of the probably I would imagine the most powerful Earth-based DC characters to the Olympian god of strength. So let's get into this. Intelligence, tactics, and fighting ability. So this is obviously three easy categories for me. Superman's never been known for his intelligence, his strategy, or his fighting abilities. I know in continuity he has Turquoisum Vow or Turquoisum Vo and Turquoisum Rao as the two martial arts styles, and he's also been trained by I think Batman and Wildcat. But normally Superman isn't pulling off that kind of stuff. Again, if you were to if I were to incorporate every ability that Superman has had and then include super intelligence, he would conceivably win this fight in most fights pretty much 9-0 or 11-0, most cases more often than not. So I don't include those abilities for the sake that it kind of takes away from the fun of doing something like this. Strength. I know, an unpopular opinion, but I firmly believe if you're the Olympian god of strength, you shouldn't be trumped by a superpowered alien. Because in the end, I know it's a really like a reductionist statement, but in essence, that's what Superman is. He isn't necessarily a god. In terms of power, sure, you could say that he is one. But in terms of his nature, physiology, whatever word you'd prefer to use, he's technically an alien. And again, I'd put a Olympian deity above an alien. So speed. Someone who, again, again, okay. Hercules is a big guy, but he has, I think he has about metahuman level speed. He isn't super duper fast like Flash, or, even like Quicksilver. He's not even remotely as fast. So I'd obviously Superman's far above Hercules in that department. Durability. Now I would say these next three categories I'd say are probably the hardest to do. Because how should I say it? They're relatively hard to scale. I don't know much of Hercules' feats in terms of durability. All I know is that in order for him to kill him, you have to disperse his molecules far enough or incinerate him. In this sort of fight, actually, come to think of it, I'd actually give it to Superman for the sake that in this sort of fight, Hercules can only bludgeon Superman. He's already dealt with someone like that. Doomsday, right? Superman can actually burn Hercules. A punch might not do any. Like, literally, the only way Superman could really inflict any damage is to use powers and maybe punch him. But again, with Hercules' durability and his healing, and as well as his own strength, that'd be kind of hard to combat. Healing. Olympian level healing factor versus a superpowered alien, right? I know Superman has pretty close to instantaneous healing, but I've never seen it. It's only been again, when it comes to Superman, at least in the comics, actually, I don't even think he has instantaneous healing. What am I talking about? I don't think he does. I've seen Superman bleed. He's never instantaneously healed. And I've never seen Hercules been cut. I've never seen him lost a limb, or be split in half like Ares was. I haven't seen any of that kind of stuff. All I know is that as far as healing goes, the extent for Hercules is that he can't regenerate missing limbs or organs. That's it. Superman, I have never seen any of that kind of stuff. As far as healing goes, he was beaten to death, and it took him I don't know how long to come back from that, and I think was in like a sun healing coma kind of thing in the Fortress of Solitude. I don't know. But it took him, I would imagine, a few months, several months, maybe even a year. Again, I don't know the timeline, but as far as healing goes, I'd probably go with Hercules. Vulnerability. I mean, they're both practically immune to all Earth-based like weaponry. And the only difference is that I would imagine is with Hercules, you have to be really again, because, and I know this is probably not the best way to go about this sort of category, but if Hercules got ripped in half by Sentry, could Superman theoretically rip Hercules in half? All depends on how you interpret it. I quite frankly think that he might, but I don't think Superman's that vicious enough. So again, I don't know if overall physical might will do anything. The only ability that I feel like would really weaken Hercules is the heat vision, because that you can burn him that way. Um, with Superman, he's weak to kryptonite, magic, various types of radiation, but of course, in this fight, it's magic that's probably going to be the most useful. Hercules doesn't use magic, but his mace is magic based, if I'm not mistaken, right? His adamantine mace, equivalent for Mjolnir, so it does pack quite a punch. I think, honestly, in terms of invulnerability, this is why I say these durability, healing, and invulnerability. I'm gonna give them a tie, because to me, I can't really definitively give one over the other. I can say energy projection and X Factor are for sure, or energy projection versatility are certainly Superman's for obvious reasons. Heat vision, frost breath. I think he has super breath too. Super speed, and I believe what else he has? Well, he has supervision, or he has X-ray vision, microscopic vision. Super hearing. Again, he's got an entire a list, like a bucket list full of abilities. Really, it's insane. But anyways, moving on to the X Factor. So the X Factor is this: do I think Superman has anything that could really overwhelm Hercules? Quite frankly, no. The only reason I say this is because he's faced Sentry. Sentry, in my opinion, is far more powerful than Superman. I've seen and I've watched and I've seen scans of Sentry's feats, and they're insane. And Hercules has beaten him up. That's insane to me, in a sense. It's crazy. So, there's that. Hercules. Is there anything that Hercules can simply do that could beat Superman? Realistically, he'd have to bludgeon Superman in the head with his adamantine mace, with his adamantine mace, to a degree that Kratos pummeled Hercules in God of War 3. It'd have to be like that. I don't see I mean, again, you have brute strength, right, versus brute strength and a bunch of other abilities that that Hercules has kind of already dealt with. Right, I mean Hyperion exists in that universe too, which I think is an even more greater similarity to Superman. So, but all things considered, I'll actually give this to Superman just for overall general amount of abilities that he has. I think that might be a bit too much for Hercules. That's pretty much it. Again, this is one of the harder fights that I actually had to do for this series. A lot of them are kind of simple and interesting at first, but when you actually get to doing them, they're not that really difficult to do. This one's actually one hard one because I know both characters well in terms of what their capabilities are and whatnot. Or at least I know them fairly well. But it's like when you actually look at it in its entirety, it's very, very close. If anything, Superman might take it like out of 100 battles, it'd be like 51 times. I really don't see him having a significant edge over Hercules and vice versa. So that concludes this battle. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and or share. Yeah, I mean, I got the links down below for Digo and for Macro Matters. If you're into fitness and nutrition, Macro Matters is the channel. Or he is a channel that you could definitely rely on. And you have Digo if you're interested in Roblox gaming and that sort of stuff. So yeah, anyways, I hope you all have a good day. And see you in the next battle.